you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we are living in very interesting times. As you can see, today I'm standing in my position as a Chief Whip of the Senate of the Republic of Kenya, and I want to thank the former Chief Whip, Boni Halwale, for being so gracious and accepting and walking away and sitting in an undisclosed location. Mr. Speaker, as I support this motion, allow me to begin by condemning the utterances by one governor of Nyeri, Kahiga, when he insulted my community, when he called my community people who walk without underwears. Mr. Speaker, that is completely uncouth and uncalled for. And Governor Kahiga must understand that we are here as one nation, and that type of divisive politics is uncalled for, and it should not be allowed in this country. You cannot go and demean another community. You should allow a community to be able to be fully represented, and you cannot go out there and shame a community. Shame on you, Governor what was his name? Kahiga, Governor Kahiga. I mean, seriously. When will we as leaders have a sense of occasion? They're in a burial. People are crying. They are bereaved. And then you go there, you start your politics. Why don't you go and use the money from the county government that you're used to using to go and call for a rally to be able to go and insult other people? It's about time that we learn the sense of occasion. So shame on you, Governor Kahiga, and the Maasai community will not stand. And as I represent that community, I will not stand and see you shaming my community. You know, if it was in those eras, we'll deal with you. But now, we just want to call you for your utterances, which do not have a position in this republic. Mr. Speaker, really, as leaders, we must respect other communities. You know, it is completely unethical, uncouth, and uncivilized for Governor from Nyeri, Kahiga, to be able to use a funeral to look down on another community. This is not back then when they are first-class and second-class citizens. This is when all of us are equal, and we'll point out that we are really equal. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I support the distinguished members of this Senate who have been proposed to serve in the House Business Committee. I serve in that committee, and I know the amount of work that that committee have to deal with. That is a committee that decides really the kind of business that we deal with. And I want to just to correct the view that the previous committee did not do its work. The previous committee really worked well, worked very hard. And in fact, the Secretariat did a fantastic job during our retreat to be able to put facts on the table, to say these are the businesses that were guided by the House business. This is what we concluded. I think what we need to now deliberate on is how do we ensure that any business that leaves the upper house of the Senate and goes down to the lower house in the National Assembly, that business is concluded. That is a task now we believe that Senator Crystal Asige, Senator Faki, Senator Asigi, Senator Roba, distinguished gentlemen, and all the other distinguished senators who have been given an opportunity to serve in the House business will be able to crack to ensure that we conclude our task. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, I thank you, and I just repeat by saying, shame on you, Governor, I don't know his name, Kahiga.
Senator Esther Okenyuri. Sorry?
Yeah, finally.
Senator
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
What did you say?
Finally, my chance has come. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. I also wish to support the composition of that House Business Committee, and I'm looking forward to prioritization of very key legislative agenda, Mr. Speaker, and allow me at this juncture, just as a sponsor of the Protection of Livelihood Bill, to give my condolences to sad news I'm reading on the internet about the demise of one Tyson Aminga, a small trader who's been hustling. He's a driver of a Noah, and he's been missing for quite some time. And this afternoon, we are gathering news that the body has been discovered at City Mortuary. He was actually hired by people who he thought were actually customers but were thieves. So I hope the investigative agencies are going to look and comb deep into this matter, because we have so many of our people who are trying to make ends meet through such kind of business. So, Mr. Speaker, I equally look forward to resurfacing of the civic education bill, because we dearly need that one as a country right now. It can actually solve most of the issues we are facing as, in this democratic space we are in, not just for our citizens, but it will tackle so many other issues, even in interpreting some of the matters which are being raised by honorable members in this House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Mogeni, Eli.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, what is the problem? Majority leader or minority leader? Yes, Mr. Speaker, you know, I don't know, even people who know the truth, Mr. Speaker, seem
Senator
to be in a
Mogeni,
panic
Mogeni,
mood.
you know, I gave you an opportunity to contribute.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I think you need to settle.
Honorable Senators, I think we are really, like, proceed, Senator Mogeni.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, can you protect me? Can you protect me, Mr. Speaker?
Andy Okech, Senator Andy, Senator Sifuna, Senator Chalgei, what is your point of honor?
Yes, I must be heard in this House. Mr. Speaker, I'm standing on Standing Order 102, Article 124 of the Constitution of Kenya on the establishment and committee of standing orders. Did you hear? The Parliamentary Service Commissioner, where the majority side, we assisted him to become the commissioner, calling, Mr. Speaker, calling the majority, Mr. Speaker. We are allowing bad precedent in this House, Mr. Speaker. Let the standing orders be followed, even if there is a court order, which I am not aware of, which is not there, Mr. Speaker. You can howl and shout at the long you want. Mr. Speaker, Senator Sifuna should be visit telling Sakaja to fix potholes which are deeper than dimples instead of shouting us in the House. Mr. Speaker, can you direct the Parliamentary Service Commissioner, Senior Counsel Okongo Mugeni, who is now embarrassing the people who are learning from him by calling the majority leader minority to withdraw and apologize to the majority leader and the House, Mr. Speaker? I don't know why the minority are making noise. Mr. Speaker, can you at least tell them to follow the law? Let us follow the Constitution, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, just for the record, and because I know Senator Chirage is slow in reading some of this judgment, I've been magnanimous enough just now and I've sent him the petition from High Court, petition 202 of 2023. Mr. Speaker, if you can permit, may you direct Senator Chirage to withdraw from the House, go and read the judgment, understand it, then he comes back to the House, Mr. Speaker, because I know he's a junior lawyer, he has not, he doesn't catch up very quickly some of these new developments of jurisprudence. So if you give him about half an hour, he will withdraw, read the judgment. I've just sent it to him now. He will need like 30 minutes. When he comes back, I'm sure he will be well knowledgeable on the happenings around. Now, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I first want to, on a serious note, support the membership that has been proposed to go to HBC. And also just tell the Senate that there is a lot that is happening in terms of legislations, Mr. Speaker. This new team is taking office at a time when, after the deliberations that we had in Naivasha, we have a constitutional amendment bill that has been proposed by the National Assembly that is undergoing pre-publication scrutiny, and at the time that we also have a bill as a Senate that was approved by senators in Naivasha. Mr. Speaker, if there is a time that we as senators need to demonstrate courage and show leadership, the time is now. And reading the names of the members who have been proposed, I have no doubt, Mr. Speaker, that these are men and women who have demonstrated their courage before this House, and they will be able to guide the business that should come to this House, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let's also, as a Senate, be conscious that we are not here to be spanner boys of National Assembly. We also have our own legislative agenda as a Senate. Because I was privileged, I was invited